We're thrilled to have the great Johnny Rodgers here. And you're here not only just because you wanted to talk to me, which is very flattering, and I'm thankful for that, but also because of the Jet Award. Tell people at home, what do they need to know about this award?
Well, the Jet Award is given to the best college football punt return and kickoff guy in the country. In about 2011, I took notice that the only category in college football that didn't have an award attached to it was the returners. You have awards for the centers, you have linebackers, running back, quarterbacks, guards, but you didn't have an award for some of the guys who really bring their best when it really matters the most.
Yeah.
The most fantastic runners, the big guys who are running the 100-yard touchdowns on punt returns and kickoffs, they didn't have an award. So Dan Jenkins had voted for me for the Heisman Trophy, predicated upon a couple punt returns I did against Colorado. And so it gave me the idea of starting the award, which we call the Jet Award. It's called the Johnny the Jet Rodgers National College Football Punt Return Specialist Award.
Right.
And we give it each year now, and this is going to be our 6th year.
I love just deciding there needs to be an award and just doing it, and who's going to stop it? And you've given it away to some big-name guys already. I mean, it's only been around a few years, but there's some big names. I mean, look at this. Christian McCaffrey has got it. Joe Adams, Tavon Austin got it. Tyler Lockett from K-State.
Right.
Some big guys, and this year it's Adoree Jackson.
Adoree Jackson, and Adoree's really tough. He made me squint. I've seen a couple moves he's made. He's got more moves than Allied Van Line.
Most of the postseason awards are announced and handed out in December, but you do yours in April. How come?
Well, the first thing is that I'm an adamant believer that we need to wait until after the bowl games before we announce any awards, because the bowl games really can determine really the fate of the career of a team and an individual. So we actually announce it in January, but we give the award away during spring football season when football is back in again. People come to Omaha, Nebraska, where we actually announce the award.
When was the first time in your life that somebody called you Jet?
Lyle Brimser. Lyle Brimser actually named me the Jet. He's a famous sportscaster that's dead now. But he had the saying, "Man, woman, and child, Johnny the Jet Rodgers just tore them loose from their shoes. Holy moly." And he became famous, and I became famous. In those days, people brought their radios to the ball games, and they rather would listen to the radio than they would even if they had the game on at home, because
Right.
Lyle was such a great announcer.
What kind of, take me into the mind of a kick returner. Like, what kind of pressures are they facing? What's the hardest thing about returning kicks?
The hardest thing about returning kicks is catching the ball.
That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part, because you have 11 other guys that are running down on you that their intentions are to take your life away. And they're trying to get there before the ball comes down. And if they do, they're going to do something really dirty to you. So after you catch the ball, then you have to have a very aggressive team, because you don't do anything by yourself here in this particular point of the game, because you have 11 other guys. When I went to the Canadian Football League, I was known in college football as never have fair caught. When I went to the Canadian Football League, they didn't have a fair catch. Matter of fact, when I first went there, their rule was they had 12 men that would run down and tackle one guy, and there was no blocking on punt returns.
Man, that sounds brutal.
No, brutal.
That sounds brutal.